Hello, everyone, and welcome to Battle of the Beasts All Generation, episode number 75. We are almost at the final battle of round one. After this fight, only two more battles to go of round one, and then we're finally done, and half of the competition has been killed. To put it bluntly, yeah, that's exactly what's happened. This is another Lucas and I requested fight. This one we both agreed on, saying it could be interesting. And it has a theme with swarms, as you can probably tell by the title. We chose these two because we both think Solix is more boring compared to these two. So, yeah. So with that, let's introduce the beasts. Representing Series 22, the Lost Beast of Mackay, the last beast to participate from this series. Will he join the rest of his teammates in round two? Or will he suffer a cruel fate? Sorry, I got a bad throat. Represented book number 2, Larnak the Swarming Menace. And his opponent, representing the Infinite Group of Specials. Special book number 5, and the runner-up of the Specials Generation tournament, we have Creta the Winged Terror. So, with these two beasts, both of them are obviously the swarming beasts here that we all like. And, I know which one I prefer. I know which one I kind of want to win. That way we have a complete series going on to the next round. But it needs to depend how the battle goes, but I think I know who's going to win. The battlefield will be a rocky terrain. And with that, let's get to the stats. Larnak the Swarming Menace. Powers and abilities: Locust Physiology. That's a swarm mode. Reformation and deformation. It can alter sizes as well. Flight. Adhesive breath and manipulation. Pardon me. Larnak can choose a powerful adhesive from her mouth and even excrete it from her legs. It's not poisonous, it's just a way to slow them down. Natural armor, as bugs do have, and natural weaponry. Larnak has sharp mandibles, her back is lined with spines, one of which is made from red steel. She also has clawed legs to grab opponents and can smack them with her tail. So basically, proto death machine. Weaknesses are minions are locusts, obviously. Weaknesses is armor limit. Larnak's durable armor has limit, as seen from when she was crushed under the elixir well. Okay, and moving on to Creta. Powers and abilities: Stabia Physiology. Same thing as the Locust Physiology. Deformation and reformation, same as Larnak. Flight, same as Larnak. Enhanced durability. Yep. Absorption. Creta can absorb objects into his body to use as protection. Huh, I didn't know that. Now, okay. There is another ability here. And, I wish I went on the Beast Quest wiki before I, did the specials tournament. Because if I did, Creta would have won. Fire, heat, and lava resistance. Due to being made up of Stabias, Creta has an extreme resistance to fire, heat, and lava. Now, I'm just going to break away here. Because of that, I actually did not know about the resistance that she had, but I will go to extreme extents to say that Raksha is still the winner of the special tournament because it says resistance, not immunity. It doesn't mean he is immune to that. Minions are Stabias, and weaknesses is a water weakness. Like normal bugs, if Creta make contact with water, the Stabias which make up his body would die. That will go with Larnak as well, because it's like with all bugs. With that, Larnak versus Creta. Let's get into this. So as the chamber doors open, a swarm of locusts and Stabias burst through the sky exit, creating a cloud of locusts on one side and Stabias on the other. They all form together and Larnak and Creta appear. They roar at each other and charge right at each other flying at each other, making the buzzing sounds as you do. They collide, swarms are going everywhere. They're slashing, biting, stabbing, everything. It seems like it's not doing much because they are just swarms, so it doesn't seem like they're actually attacking each other. But they're slashing, attacking, stabbing, hitting each other with their wings, headbutting, you name it. Creta then goes into his swarm form, completely surrounds Larnak in the swarm, and Larnak decides to deform himself and force his way through Creta. The locusts make their way through, reform back out, and then using both the claws, ball them up into fists and smash into Creta, knocking the Stabius down to the ground, in which they instantly get back up, fly up to Larnak, and this time form themselves into the form of a fist where they just uppercut Larnak, knocking Larnak back, knocking locusts off, reform themselves back on, and charge at each other again. This goes on for what seems like ages. Creta, Larnak just balling at each other, reforming themselves into punches and fists and other stuff, just attacking each other to complete utter madness of extent. And then after what seems like a while, Creta gets one good hit at Larnak, just knocking him on the top of the head, knocking him down, and then uppercutting him, knocking him backwards into the wall of the arena, which causes the wall to shatter and cracks start forming all over it. Creta then gets an idea. Larnak sees that and also gets an idea as well. Both the beasts get down onto the floor. They just stare each other down. They reform both of themselves into a fist, and they charge right at each other, charging full force into each other. Explosion happens of bugs. They all get back to their own separate side. Stabius form up into Creta. Larnak reforms up into... Locust reforms into Larnak. And they charge each other, ready to push each other into the wall with all their might. They are using all the strength they have. Larnak is pushing all he can, headbutting Creta at every moment she gets. But Creta, having the massive size advantage and the swarm numbers size, is able to overpower Larnak and just keep pushing Larnak into that wall. Larnak then gets the idea to release his grip and dive out of the way as Creta rolls forward towards the wall. Larnak then gets around and goes to push Creta right into that wall, but Creta sees that, deforms herself to fly around above Larnak, and then reform herself on the other side and punch Larnak right into that wall with his head. The wall starts shaking and starts tumbling down. Creta and Larnak both look up at their fate. They deform to try and get away as quick as they can. And as the wall all tumbles, all the walls in the combat arena tumbles down to the ground. The landlord is not going to like this one. As the dust is clearing, the spectators are trying to see what's going on and where did the walls go. And then, after what seems like ages of nothing, a whole swarm appears and forms into the beast that's made it through. But they notice that this beast seems to be much smaller than what they were when they started. And with that, we've been able to avoid most of the damages from the wall falling down and not being crushed as badly. What's left of Creta's swarm makes his way back to his chamber, ready for the next battle. So with that, Creta has won, Larnak has lost. If you think Larnak should win, please in the comments below why you think that. However, my words final, and Creta is going on to the next round. Now, I'll say this multiple times if I have to. This was a close fight. Really, I could see either of them winning. I gave Creta the ability though, because their sizes are greatly different, and that means Creta's swarm, chances are more bigger is a more bigger swarm of sabiers than there are to locusts. So, and considering that Creta got that last punch where Larnak was close to the wall that fell down, Creta had the better opportunity to get away, which is what he did. So, whilst it was technical that Creta could have also died, Larnak was the one that died, and Creta just barely survived. Like I said, though, that was a close fight. It could have gone either way, but they're both cunning beasts. They tried to outsmart each other, and Creta outsmarted Larnak by letting her outsmart him. With that being said, that's all for this time. If you like what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, press the notification bell down the corner below, and I'll see you next time.